I know the title seems a bit pessimistic, but when I said, it is impossible for a middle class person to get rich, I mean it in a way that it is impossible if you have believed in the lies that people tell you to get rich, right? Because the general information that is going around among middle class people or poor people is simply just, you gotta just work hard, you gotta save and use your time to actually make money, and that's how you eventually, if you save enough, you will get rich. And that is one of the biggest things that I don't know how many people believe, and that is one of the biggest lies that they tell you. And if you keep operating with that mindset, I think eventually you will get old and just realize, all that hard work, all that GPA, and getting into good jobs or companies did absolutely fucking nothing, right? You will simply just be a mediocre person that couldn't create, maybe you created enough for for your family to survive, for you to survive, but you couldn't live the life you wanted to live. If you had one of those big aspirations of doing different things with money, it could be materialistic things, but also it could be out of just wanting freedom in life, and just you can just freely operate without worrying about money just even once, right? So if you had that mindset, I think one of the biggest lies they tell you is just simply save, bro. You invest the savings, and then you get some sort of a business. They think it's some sort of a linear path, and it is that easy, and that's why people get into these jobs, and this is why that is how kind of people are really programmed, and it is kind of almost impossible to take that information out of them, because it is so instilled. And even your parents, the school, everything teaches you the same exact thing. But with rich people, what they don't tell you is, because if you see some rich people, they tell you like, oh no, I came into the scene, into this business through my hard work, and my knowledge. Maybe the knowledge part is right, but I don't think it is the hard work. I think it is simply having a solid amount of capital at the start of the race, of being successful. And at the start of the business, they already have millions of dollars to invest, and also through their parents who were rich, they get the right information to where to invest, how to invest, and what to expect. All those best things that they could actually learn, and they already have that, and we don't. And that is why they keep getting rich and richer, right? And people keep getting poorer, because that is what the mindset is. I don't know, I don't want to be some sort of a conspiracy theorist, but they have kind of, the elites have kind of, I guess, given this knowledge and just told someone to just spread it across people to keep them delusional. And I think that is one of the biggest scams and evil things someone can do. And I feel like the only way for a middle class person or a poor person to actually get rich in this economy, in this situation, in today's world, is simply by personal branding, or simply by leveraging your hobbies, your talents, and the things you like to do genuinely without using your willpower. You simply enjoy, and just find a way to actually monetize it, because that is the only leverage you have. The only leverage you have is your talent, your skill, and when I say skill, I just mean simply the skill that is high tier, that in any era of life or technology, it is still gonna be as equally useful. For example, communication, sales, and maybe just being unique, being creative, some sort of art, right? I don't think AI is just ever going to be competent in designing what humans can, you know, because I feel like imperfection makes it unique, and I don't think AI can, it will try to, like, resemble some talented artist, but it will not be able to do it efficiently. I think this is my theory, and I think we should all invest in our hobbies and our talents. God will give gifted talents if you have, or simply just personal brand yourself, through maybe YouTube or some sort of platform like in social media. I feel like that is one of the ways to only, in today's world, because AI has taken so many jobs, all the hard skills that you learn through your degree, and it is simply gone now. It is time for just simply being yourself and being creative, and that is the only leverage you have over these rich people, and that is how I feel like you can actually generate capital, because I think that is the only way. Over the time it will make you such good amount of money that you will be able to just use that money to make more money. Of course, you need to have some knowledge of how to invest in the right things and stuff, but eventually it will you will learn through those things if if you find the right videos, and maybe just interact with rich people if you had the chance, or if they're nice enough to actually give you some information, or some economist, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, simply just your leverage isn't capital. You don't have money, so I'm repeating it again, but your only capital is, or your only leverage you have to get the life you want to get, is simply just your talent, your hobbies, and the things you like to do, and find a way to actually make it work, through consistency and knowledge.